The youth against the experience. Haji ALIYEV, 31 years old, two-time Olympic medalist. Will this be a statement match for Rahman AMOUZADKHALILI, the 20-year-old from Iran? And right out of the gate, early offense coming from Iran, and he will, let's see, get just the step out. So a point to AMOUZADKHALILI. The Iranians were hoping for a little bit more.
When you see these young versus old matchups, you're going to see the youth try and use that motor and press and get to their underhooks and put a lot of pressure on them for the full 6 minutes, while you'll see ALIYEV try and be a little bit more tactical. Once again, Iran in on that famous Iranian underhook, trying to put a lot of pressure and get to the edge. Nice slide by, little hip toss action.
Yeah, they get to the underhooks, and they can hit you in a number of different ways. You saw the hip toss there from AMOUZADKHALILI, and he has some strength. He gets that thing bunkered in there. You better be braced.
Some of my biggest matches were against Iran when I was competing, and I lost all three of them to the same guy. He was a multiple-time world medalist, but I learned a lot about myself as ALIYEV gets in on an outside fireman's carry, almost a dump action, looking to get to the edge, but getting stretched out a little bit. Popping his head up through the middle, looking to get an exposure or a takedown.
Slowly trying to reposition, gets Khalili into a sit-out. In a pretty good spot here to get some points, and ALIYEV will get the two. And now let's see what he can do from parterre. Referee doesn't give him a lot of time. We go back to the feet. Entertaining start. We had not heard a lot about Haji ALIYEV over the last few years, but at the ranking series events, he's looked very dangerous, almost like his world championship form from 5 years ago, when he was winning 3 world titles over the span of 4 years. Out of bounds they go. Referee wants to give 2 to Iran. It is confirmed. AMOUZADKHALILI gets the 2, so he goes back out in front.
It's an amazing job by the Iranian wrestler to not just look for the push out, but looking to score extra points. That could have almost been 4 as he exposed his back from the feet. So get back to that underhook if you want to control this match.
Let's talk underhook defense a little bit, Reese. Obviously, we've seen some of the wrestlers in the field create space and avoid allowing the Iranians get to that deep of spot and deep of penetration. What's the other tactic once they do establish it?
Okay, so beat it there. Keep your elbow in. I like to post up on their elbow to make sure that they never get the deep underhook, because once you're in there, you're fighting a losing battle. You're going to be using a lot more effort to try and get out of it, but the goal is to press into them to create a little bit of distance and then slide out of it as they get right back into this position. And you can see Haji ALIYEV is at a disadvantage, even though he has some crazy tricks. He almost threw him to his back there with an inside trip, but it is just a little bit of an advantage to have the underneath your opponent and be in the underhook.
There has been no need for the referee to get involved in this first period. Constant pressure from AMOUZADKHALILI here in the opening 3 minutes. He is coming right after the 3-time world champion.
As we go into this 30-second break, I'll finish the story I was talking about earlier. I wrestled a guy named Esmail Pourjour from Iran, and he's a multiple-time medalist. And it's the 3 matches that I learned the most from as an athlete. I lost all 3, but I was up by 5 when the tech fall was 7 at the World Championships. I was up 7-1 at the World Cup when I wrestled him, and boy, I could have been up 20. And it's because I learned that I was giving up position. Even if I had tricks from the overhook, you are at a disadvantage, and it's just so difficult to stay in that. The longer you stay in that, it's their position. You're weaker. You're trying to do tricks. The tricks run out. Your will and you're exhausted. It all plays a toll on it. So that's what's happening to Haji ALIYEV as the Iranian is getting to that underhook consistently. Make sure you score when you shoot your tricks and stay out of the position when you just want to hold your ground.
See if ALIYEV does a better job at that as we start period number 2. There's a shot and finishing it for 2. He mixed it up a little bit there. AMOUZADKHALILI changing up his arsenal of weapons.
Well, you could see they both came out with a big adjustment. ALIYEV was keeping his elbow in to make sure he didn't give up the underhook, which exposed his stance a little bit, and we ended up on the shot. Phenomenal change of action by both athletes. The Iranian getting the takedown and almost a 4-point throw. Nice shot in by Haji ALIYEV. Defended.
Learned a new term this week during the Greco-Roman coverage from our friend in Norway. As see the fireman's carry attempt here as he shoots in. ALIYEV, that's twice he's tried to hit that, but you see the quickness of Khalili, and he will smother him for 2 more. Oh, what an impressive showing here from Rahman AMOUZADKHALILI, and Iran is just flowing smoothly in these first 2 weights.
Very, very impressive. When you are pressing with the underhook, one action that you can get exposed with is a fireman's carry. Haji ALIYEV has one of the best in history, and he got to a very good position, and the Iranian wrestler just slipped his arm out and got the takedown himself. Very, very impressive.
Real quickly, our Norwegian friend told me we call it in Norway T-Rex arms, keeping those elbows in, not allowing underhooks to get established. I'm bringing that back to the United States. I love it.
I've heard that at maybe a kid's practice once.
7-2, Khalili by 5 here. 1:30 to go. Obviously, with the experience that ALIYEV has, no deficit too large for him to overcome. But boy, it has been a constant storm here from AMOUZADKHALILI.
And with 1:20 left, you'll see Iran still be aggressive and want to be in the underhook. Getting to a shot. What a beautiful shot. A little more patient with his pressure now. Doesn't want to get exposed and give up anything to change this 5-point lead. And he's looking to build on that. ALIYEV very good at defending, getting out of a very tough position to put himself in a position to have a chance. Still down 5 with a minute left.
Tell you what, Reese, we've watched a lot of the matches with the Iranians over the past couple of days. This might be the best 6 minutes I've seen from one of their wrestlers.
Very impressive, always looking to score. ALIYEV trying to do his quick stand-up turnaround, but Iran on another level right now. 9-2, 35 seconds to go.
Back to the feet. Rahman was the Asian champion in Mongolia last spring. He won the junior world title at 61 kilos last year. Won the Yasar last year as well as he made the transition up into the senior level, and right now wrestling his best.
And he's 20 years old, folks. 20 years old. He's got youth. He's got experience with the cadet world titles, and he's putting them all to use right now. 9-2 over a 3-time world champion, Haji ALIYEV.
Haji's last world title was 2017, and it looks like he is going to concede. He is. A handshake, and the Olympic medalist knows when he's been bested. And what a run at 20 years of age. AMOUZADKHALILI takes out the 3-time world champion.
Very impressive the entire day, leading up into the finals now, looking for his first senior level gold medal.